Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and some more 9th anniversary content. Part 3 has brought us, finally, the Year 6 EZAs. Two of the best EZAs in the whole game. And we're starting out with EZA AGL UI Goku. We do have him at 90%. Wasn't lucky enough to pull that last dupe when summoning for Beast Gohan to rainbow him out. But considering how well my summons have gone and how lucky I've been, I'm not going to complain. He is level 10 links. We even have skill orbs on him. One dupe is only going to make so much of a difference. But we have him at 90%. I'm ready to try him out. We do have him on Beast's lead. We actually have him almost perfectly linked up with Strength EZA UI, which is one of the many units EZA AGL UI can link with so well. Of course, SSB is going to be another one. Blue Boys is another one. Even Tech LR Jiren, who's actually been shown to have his EZA moved slightly earlier than when it came on JP. Dokkan are really taking the sync up incredibly seriously. They want us to have all the content ready for by the time we sync up. So we are starting with a 661k attack stat, 317k defense. Of course, his main gimmick is we just want him to dodge. We want him to dodge. And there's one. 18.4 million attack stat off the bat, just like that, straight off the rip. The Year 6s are back. The Year 6s are back. 12.5 mil on a 12 key super. The Year 6s are back. They are running Dokkan once again. Well, just under Beast Gohan. They could be Beast Gohan's minions. 13.4 on a second additional. Which on 12 key, he's greatly raising attack by 50% for one turn, causing colossal damage to the enemy. And he's still dodging. 50% chance to crit for one turn as well, and he does raise allies' chance to form a critical hit by 7% as well, which he done twice. So Strength UI, I was about to say, has a 14% chance to crit given to him by AGL UI. On 18 key, he's massively raising attack by 100% for one turn, causing mega colossal damage to the enemy. Has a 50% chance to perform a critical hit as well, and raises allies' chance to perform a critical hit by 7% for 2 turns. So everyone here, even though, I mean, Beast has a ton of crit chance anyway already built in, and the friend one does also have dupes. All 3 of these units on this rotation are going to have a 7% extra chance to crit than what they've already got, which is very nice. He starts the turn with attack and defense plus 200%, gains an additional attack and defense plus 77% when HP is 77% or more, which, considering the type of categories he goes on, superheroes being the main one, Pure Saiyans probably can be chucked in there. Reps has made a whole comeback. Reps has had a whole revival purely off of EZAs, and we still have LR Tech UI Goku to come to round that category off. Same with Universe Survival Saga, tons of new EZAs, new units especially as well with UI Goku and Jiren eventually when the sync up does happen. Bond of Parent and Child's another one. They're the main categories. So in terms of having your HP drop below 77%, I mean, now we have the final few stages of a Supreme Magnificent Battle. So that will happen. But when you think about some of those units that go on those categories, you have Carnivore LR Gammas, LR Beast Gohan, dual leads of LR Beast Gohan, UI himself, Strength UI, dodging almost everything, EZA LRSSBE, Orange Piccolo, Blue Boys. You have a ton of units that just have so much defensive capabilities, or are that genuinely strong that they just don't really take that much damage. It will happen, but it's one of those things of I'd never really be overly worried about it, if I'm being completely honest. We do have 507k defense right now, along with having all of that dodge chance that AGL UI does have as well. He does also have Key plus 7 and evades enemies' attack for one turn from the character's entry turn, which is literally turn 1, he's untouchable. Turn 1, he has guaranteed dodge no matter what, which is actually really handy, because typically in the very beginning, you know, that's when units are going to want to build up, that's when units need to stack, that's when units are at their weakest. And not God Goku, we're facing God Goku, but that's where AGL UI comes in and he's like, well, don't worry boss, I'm not going to let you down. Don't worry, boss. I'm not going to be taking no damage because I'm going to have guaranteed dodge for 1 turn. Which is really nice. Again, especially early doors. He then has a 77% chance of launching an additional super attack, which is very nice considering he's getting 100% attack on 18 key and then another 50 on 12. And then mainly as well because he has built-in crit on 18 and 12 key supers. And then on top of that, having raising allies crit chance by 7%. And then combine that with a potential system. It's a very nice amount of damage in 1 turn, but mainly just giving everyone else crit chance. And the possibilities he has to crit on top of that as well. So he's always doing very good damage on each super attack. Also has a 77% chance to dodge and then gains an additional chance of evading enemies' attack plus 7% within the same turn with each attack evaded. Which, I said this a while ago, I can't remember what unit I was using. I think it might be EZA Strength UI at the time, at the beginning of the Annie. A lot of people, for some reason, have only just clocked on that adds on to the dodge chance he already has. I always was under the impression that's the way it worked anyway, just the same as additional, just the same as crit. So now that everyone's kind of on the same page, that is 77% chance to dodge, base, standard, then 7% within the same turn of each attack evaded, which will add on. So if you want to take the risk of sliding him into slot 1 at some points, or maybe there's a ton of attacks in slot 2, and UI Goku decides to dodge, you can go from 77%, he dodges 1 time, that's immediately 84%. That is almost guaranteed dodge. He dodges 1 more time, that is 91%. He dodges again, that's 98% in total. That's pretty much borderline guaranteed dodge. If you decide to get very lucky, which isn't overly difficult, considering he does just have a ton of dodge, it will get to a point where if he dodges enough, he'll pretty much have guaranteed dodge. And he will be untouchable. And we know there are stages and events coming where, you know, they do disable dodge. And of course, Tech LRUI does have a whole... We actually do have 77% HP or less right now. So we've actually lost the 77% HP, attack and defense. But when our HP is 77% or less. Or sorry, more. I didn't even realize we're going to need to recoup some health then. That's why UI Goku's attack and defense dropped. So it does happen. It does happen. I definitely didn't say that earlier, saying like, oh, this is never going to happen. But there are quite a lot of units that are defensively that good, or as I said, just have a lot of defensive capabilities like dodge, damage reduction, guard, nullify, all that good stuff. But at one point or another, UI Goku could potentially have guaranteed dodge in 1 turn, which is just nuts. He also then gets key plus 2 up to key plus 10, and then an additional defense plus 30% up to 150 with each attack evaded, which with all the dodge chance he gets and builds up in 1 turn, building that up is going to be very easy to do. All you have to do is dodge 5 times, which we've definitely done already. Definitely done already. So very easy to build that up, very quick to build that up, especially when you think of, I mean, we're literally in one of the stages right now, but when you think of Supreme Magnificent Battle, Red Zone, there's a ton of attacks. If you just dodges a couple of them, you're already halfway there in like 1 turn, and potentially could be done in 1 turn, latest like turn 2, or like his second appearance, so turn 3. He also then gets an additional attack plus 77% and performs a critical hit when activating his active skill, and when key is 24. If HP is 77% or less at the start of character's attacking turn, he will revive with 77%. Why am I struggling? 77% HP. There we go. Don't know why that turned into a tongue twister. And of course, he's always had his revival, but it's nice to have. I mean, you know, when you think about the units you surround him with, you've got Beast with his active skill, which of course redirects all attacks. You've got Carnival or Gogeta Blue, redirects all attacks, guaranteed dodge as long as you can dodge. Then there's Orange Piccolo with his giant skill, which can of course get rid of like AoEs and like reset the field and things, those kind of things, and just give you a free turn. There's also the likes of him with a revival you can put on the team. I know he's not the only unit, but he's a better unit to have on a team with a revival. Same with SSBE. Is there anything else I'm missing? I mean, on top of everything else with the type of damage these kind of units are doing, you know, the kind of, again, guard, damage reduction, all this dodge chance these units have. Eventually there'll be a domain to kind of wrap all of these units up into a tight, you know, neat bow when Tech LRUI comes out. Essentially, the teams you can run AGL UI on with all of some of the best units in the game, they have everything going for them. They have like every important aspect and skill and ability in Dokkan with a ton of damage, ton of super attacks. you know, built-in crits, built-in additionals, damage reduction, guard, dodge, nullifies, domains. Again, eventually we'll have tech UI to tie that all together a bit better. You know, the active skills with the taunts, the revivals, the teams that this guy can go on, they pretty much, they kind of have a piece of everything. They really do. They kind of have a piece of everything going for them. And it's crazy because the team is almost unstoppable. I know events are kind of keeping up the amount of damage they're doing, which is crazy to think about, but these teams have so much going for them because these units do so much. All on one team. You just have so much at your disposal. It's crazy. But to round out his passive, he does gain an additional key +7 and attack and defense +77% starting from the turn in which the characters on the character or an ally's revival skill is activated, which again you can kind of combine with other units' revivals, main one being EZA SSBE again. And he does evade enemies' attack within the next attacking turn after the character's revival skill, which that dodge is, I'm pretty much sure, guaranteed after he revives or a revival skill is activated, which I don't think we're going to get. Like, I'm not trying not to get the revival, obviously, but I don't think we're going to get UI's revival just because, again, the units we have on the team are that good. I mean, we probably could have forced it by not transforming Gogeta Blue, but naturally, when are you not going to transform Gogeta Blue? Do you know what I mean? So, I'm not trying not to get it. And then, of course, we do also have the active skill where he will greatly raise attack temporarily and cause ultimate damage. Which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 4th turn, I completely forgot it was on the 4th turn. That's really good in terms of turn conditions. I mean, and again, as long as your HP is at 50% or more, those have always been very good active skill conditions, like very, very good. But our HP is, yes, our HP is above 50%. Of course, we're on turn 8, so we're way past turn 4. We can actually use his active skill. But this EZA is so good. It's so good. The year 6s are back. I feel like, I mean, and obviously it's going to sound stupid when I first say this, but I feel like I'm back in the year 6 anniversary. I've just pulled AGL UI Goku at the same time, for the first time, and I'm probably going to feel the same when I use EZA SSBE as well. It literally feels like I'm back in the year 6 anniversary for the first time. I've just pulled these two as new units, and they're just running rampant on the game. Maybe SSBE not so much, because literally after the anniversary ended, he was found out to be a fraud, which really hurt my soul. But SSBE is one of the best EZAs in the game now, which my boy can finally shine, which I'm happy with. But it feels like, as I said, I'm back in the year 6 anniversary. These units have just come out. They're dominating the game. That's how good these EZAs are. The only difference is now they're surrounded by some crazy units to go with them. And it almost feels like the team's unstoppable. I know it's not, but again, the teams just have so much at their disposal that it just feels like they're unstoppable. But I think we've showed UI off. I mean, he has so much dodge chance and can build up so much dodge chance by dodging that he generally just sometimes feels untouchable unless you get very unlucky. Like, I can imagine a super attack hits him and he'll probably die. But again, he just has so much dodge chance that that's probably going to be very uncommon. And then he just does so much damage, especially with the numbers he's putting out, guaranteed crit. And he's got solid defense to go with it. I mean, he's got enough defense to tank normals, and then you want him to be dodging the super attacks. He's how dodge units work. But he's so good, and he just feels unstoppable and untouchable. But to round out the video, we're going to pop his active skill, and we're going to relive the glory days from the year 6 anniversary.
I ain't no hero of justice or anything else like that. Anyone who tries to hurt my friends, it's gonna pay!
Now, of course, against God Goku, that ain't gonna do too much damage, but it still actually looks very good. Let's actually just round out one more turn with just one more turn of UI Goku doing his thing. And while that's playing out, you can let me know down in the comments what you think of EZA AGL UI Goku. I think he's ridiculously good. He feels like a cheat code. Almost having guaranteed dodge and doing 18.4 million attack stats with a 50% chance to dodge on super built in. Dumb. And then having the same SA effect in terms of a 50% chance to crit on 12 key as well, which if you didn't know or don't remember, is guaranteed if he gets an additional, by the way. He will guaranteed crit. It just feels like you're cheating. It feels like you're cheating. But he is sick. He is dope. As I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments of what you think of his EZA. I'm going to go try out my boy EZA SSB Jeets straight after this. And while you're down there as well, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. And peace.